I hope this year is going to be a great year for both you and me, and that I can be able to do a lot of more videos this year. And to kick off the new year, I want to introduce this series that I think I'm going to do, that I'm planning on doing, and it's a book talk series. So every single month, I will be sharing one book that I like with you guys. And so these book talks are to get you guys interested in books and to get you guys to understand a bit of my taste when it comes to books. So, the book that I am going to book talk today is. Wait, is this even the right direction? Anyway, it's 19 Minutes by Jodi Picoult. Here you go. This book is definitely one of my favorite books of all time, and I just happened to see this author, Jodi Picoult. I happened to see it in my reading writing teacher's bookshelf, and I had seen it elsewhere, and I was like, you know what? Why not try this? Now, this books I've heard they're good, and but I don't know. So I picked up one of her books, which is called Plain Truth, and I started reading that, and maybe I can do that book talk in a couple months or something. But I just fell in love with her books, and they're so different, yet the style is so similar that it's perfect, and I just like her style of writing, and I like how she incorporates lawsuits into every single one of her books. And it's so good. It's literally treasure. This book is treasure. This is one of those types of controversial books, and it's about gun violence. And so, gun violence is something that's kind of been around our country and been around the world for a very long period of time, and it's gotten worse, I think, as time passes by because of the advancement of technology. But it's kind of not been a world problem that has been solved yet, and no one has been able to do anything permanent about it. So it's just something that's been going on, and it's a very difficult topic to be able to debate about because of all the factors that go into it, and especially those debates that involve the Constitution, because the founding fathers never thought that we would be using guns the way we do today in some cases. But I'm not saying that all people are using guns the wrong way. I'm just saying that there are some people that are misusing it, but it doesn't mean that it's everyone. And there are people that use it for better purposes. And I mean, we never had won any wars if it wasn't for guns. And so this one kind of touches on school shootings, which has been around the news for quite a while. And there have been quite a few gun shootings in 2016. And I really do hope that it goes down this year. And it's a very emotional story because it talks about a kid that, of course, goes and has a shooting in a school, but it's not all black and white, and there's a story behind every single person that's inside the book and every single person that had something to do with the shooting. And there may be a character that you liked at the beginning that you end up hating at the end, which happened to me. And there's a kid that you really, really hate at the beginning that you end up feeling sorry for, or you just really, really like at the end. Because, I mean, one mistake can define who you are for the rest of your life. And I think Jodi Picoult ends up telling us that very, very clearly through her story. These people were very close to each other. I mean, this town that this story takes place is a really, really normal town, and it's called Sterling, New Hampshire. And even in the summary, it says it's a town where nothing ever happens until that act of violence happened. And there's a connection between the judge and a supposed victim, which is one of the main characters, and that kind of plays into the lawsuit and how it ends up working out, and the types of things that happen inside the story, and you get to see relations between people, and it's very realistic in a way, because sometimes you read books where you see these perfect families with perfect lives, but this one, it shows the real depth into a relationship, and it also shows the different sides of romance and happiness and sadness and hurt and anger, and it just has so many emotions in it, and the words are so powerful and poetic that you literally can't put this book down when you start reading it. So I started this book around the end of September, towards the beginning of November, and I finished it by the end of November. It's just different from a normal book, one that you just pick up and read for fun. This one, you actually learn something from it, and you learn more about how people interact with each other and how you can be a different person if you just set your mind to it. But I mean, different in a good way. You don't have to be a bad person just because other people think that you're a bad person. And one mistake can define your life, but make sure that it doesn't. So, yeah, I really, really, really encourage you to read this book. And if you don't like realistic fiction and you don't like sappy romances, I still think that you should try reading it, because it might change your mind. I mean, a lot of people don't really like novels that are, let's see how many pages this is. 455 pages long, but it's worth it. And even if you end up dropping it, I still suggest that you at least try reading it. And I just really, really hope that you guys can be able to read this, because it's so good and it's so full of life and depth. I keep on repeating that. And lessons, life lessons. It's not just a normal novel. It has meaning behind it that can be applied to life. And it gives you a bigger respect, more of a respect for books in general. I thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope that you guys have a great rest of the week and a great 2017, and that it is an awesome year for you. So go out and make that awesome year happen. And again, as I say in pretty much all of my videos, please comment down below any suggestions you may have, any song suggestions, video suggestions, tips, basically anything you want. I mean, you can post the most random comments, and I'm a very random person, so I'll take it. And I do appreciate all the comments I get. And I am very sorry, because in my other video, the end got cut off and I had a few things I wanted to say, but I re-uploaded it and it still was like that, so I'm not exactly sure what the issue is, but I'll try and make sure that this one gets through the whole thing. And yeah, so I hope you guys have awesome rest of the week and go and read this book.